Tony Romantico. I'm wondering if I could speak to Meadow.
It's Meadow.
Meadow. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you so much. So I have Tony here in the corner. We're just waiting to get set up for our gig tonight, and I'm not seeing any sort of stage or banner or lighting situation. And I'm just kind of wondering who can help me with that here.
This is a coffee shop.
Okay,
and
and let's elevate that.
Nashville, known worldwide as a serious music city. We say, would it kill you to laugh a little?
Coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, it's live from Little Hollywood.
Featuring Caitlin Cannon, Alice Wallace, Dina Barabash, Stuffy Smith.
This week's guests, Leah Blevins and Susie Brown.
And now your hosts, Scott Sachs and Gina Prairie Bacon.
You look so thoughtful, Scott.
I'm just thinking of Henny Youngman one-liners, so don't let that fool you.
All right.
I do look thoughtful.
You do. You look like a deep thinker. You'd never know it was Henny Youngman going through your head right now.
My parents took me to see Frank Sinatra.
Ooh.
And Henny Youngman was the opening act.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
How about that? I feel like I really connected with Henny Youngman.
Did you?
Particularly.
More than Frank Sinatra.
Sinatra was good, but Henny really got to me.
He's
really.
a little hard. Frank's a little hard to connect to.
We should share our conversation with the 7 cameras and $30,000 worth of SD cards, because I never reformat them. We are live from Little Hollywood. And
Welcome.
We're here and they're here.
Yes, and we have some great guests today. Susie Brown is here.
She's good.
She's got a new song. And Leah Blevins is here.
Yeah.
What a day. What a day.
You keep getting classier and classier.
I know. We're just upping our game every week.
What's going to be the peak of classiness? Like, when are we going to know we've hit the ceiling, the classy ceiling? Who's the classiest person we could get? Well, Susie Brown, also known as the wife,
Yeah.
is definitely the classiest person I know. For real.
Good yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Of course, I was comparing her to Henny Youngman, so.
Well, you know, it's
Sam, do you know who Henny Youngman is?
I was about to ask, but I didn't want to date myself.
Henny, well, it's cheap to date yourself. Henny Youngman, what I just did was like a Henny Youngman thing. He's the inventor, or made famous, the one-liner.
Take my wife, please.
Yes.
That was him.
Yeah, and that's really, that works today as much as it did in the yes. Let me tell you about things like the Take My Wife, Please. First of all, when I met Susie, and we're all going to officially meet her on cam, it was like, when you have to switch planes at the airport?
Yes.
And it's like, the landing is bumpy,
Stressful
and then you're running late. Yeah, it was like...
You're sweating.
When I finally got on that second plane... everything was great, but boy, it was a rough switch. And I had to change a lot of things in my house, and one of them was I had a poster with, that guy, hey, Vern.
Oh, yes.
What's his name?
Barney.
Ernest, yeah, Jim Varney, Ernest.
I was going to say that.
I loved Ernest. And so it said, yo mama is so fat, and it was like a picture of him, and it just had a list. So I like a good funny thing.
That's not classy.
No.
Speaking of classy.
No. And Susie had a word with me, and she was like, yeah, you need to take that down. And I'm like, what do you mean? So in my defense, and this is for the guys out there, my defense, which a woman never buys the defense, like the guy goes, well, the reason is, and it never works.
This is
ever.
Justification in progress.
Yeah, that's why from Judge Judy to RBG are the biggest judges of all time, because the woman is the final judge. Is that the right letters, RBG?
Yes.
Wow, I got that
Ruth
right?
Bader Ginsburg. Yes.
Yeah. So I said in defense of like my, thing that because Susie said, why not your father? Why can't your father? Not that we should make fun of anybody's weight or body or anything, but why can't it be your father so fat? And I said, well, that's like a pro-woman thing, because like, don't be messing with my mother. That's my mom. And that was So, yeah.
There is a long tradition of the yo mama jokes.
Right.
Yeah,
I love
but
a good
still.
your mama joke.
Yes.
All right, I feel like...
See, they're timeless, aren't they?
Yeah.
See,
If you have the
there's-
poster, I'm happy to.
Oh, it's... No, that shit went out. It was like that poster.
See,
me.
I thought you were going to say you met Susie, and before she came over, you got rid of the poster, but you didn't have that.
I didn't know her that well yet.
Yeah.
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 I should have known.
Oh
I
well.
love that poster. It was so funny. It had all of them. So in case I was ever short on a.
Well, I'm glad you had the wisdom to do what you needed to do, because your life might have been a lot different.
Right.
You know.
Maybe.
Gee, I wish I had taken that poster down.
You know what? Maybe I'm in jail right now because I didn't change my life and marry the most amazing woman in the world. Maybe right now I am naked in the fetal position in jail, and they just gave me another dose of medicine, and I'm imagining this entire show.
Could be.
And you all are, and you were there, and you were there, and you were there too. Well, anyway, I'm glad you're all there.
Yes.
Don't forget, that's the main camera. Look
Right
here.
there, main camera, look
and,
here.
And Sam's in on it, and we're going to be right back after The World Waits. What are you laughing at?
It's your foreskin or your four-string, you decide.
Don't rail me. Baby, don't fail me. 'Cause when it comes to loving, well, you better stop strumming ukulele. Size don't matter. Don't laugh at my instrument. We're gonna start an incident. Gonna make you hum, make you strum. You can JJK me when you ukulele. I think I'm gonna strum now. Woo! I'm your star pupil, baby. Fail me. I ain't a criminal, but you can jail me. I ain't a hammer, but you can nail me. Girl,
That's what I'm laughing at, Vince.
try to pedal a moped.
How many times have I told you to get rid of that ukulele?
Yay. Yeah. Leah Blevins is here.
I'm here.
This music fits your demeanor.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe just for today, I guess.
Yeah. what music fits your demeanor when you are like, those moments of just F everybody?
Yeah.
What kind of music would you?
I mean, I feel like I may surprise you all with this, but I feel like I go down the rabbit hole of Seether and Kill Switch Engage.
Right on.
And,
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know,
When you say
bands of that-
Seether, you mean like the Seether?
Seether, yeah.
Either.
But wasn't there a thing called the Seether?
I'm not familiar.
No.
And then okay, go ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead,
You know
Gina.
something we don't
Be
know.
professional.
See, and a lot of people would figure it would be something like Alanis Morissette or,
I mean, she's in there too. I think it just varies, but those are the bands in my angsty years of high school. Those were the bands I was listening to.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So did you dress in black, and did you go through the whole goth metal phase?
I definitely painted my nails black, and you're just figuring yourself out, and people are way more harsh, I think, at that age, and
That's true.
yeah, you got to release it in some manner. Top deal.
The day so far, I know, has been a little bit of a letdown, but if there's one surefire appointment that's been made. It sounds like this one's kind of a no-brainer.
This is the money shot right here, buddy. I've been waiting for this appointment for, oh God, it's about 2.5 years, but I just sent them the new record digitally, and I'm going to go up there and they're going to listen to it.
And, David is just one of the shining examples of somebody that really puts the work into the art. And I think it just is the music business in Nashville especially is that, what happened?
So, Leah, you
Yes.
have signed with Major Bob Publishing, which is a huge deal.
When did you sign?
It was February 1st, and I was cleaning houses up until that point. And I feel like, I keep saying this, but it feels like a second chance, essentially, in terms of, being in town for not as long as most, but...
how long have you been when did you move here?
I moved here May of 2011, and decided to stay.
Right.
To this day, I'm like, wait, is there something else out there, what have you? But I do feel like Nashville has paved its way for me.
And you're from where?
Kentucky. Sandy Hook is the name.
And were you hitting the career in Kentucky? Like, did you build a following and played clubs there and everything, and then moved here?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, my family, we always played music, and people knew our names and what have you, and doing open mic nights. And I was always a background vocalist growing up, and I moved here with 4 or 5 guys. It kind of ebb and flowed.
Like a band, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
singing background.
That's so cool. You moved to Nashville with a band.
I did.
That's like that's an eternal
more rare.
Cool.
Yeah.
In one vehicle.
One vehicle.
What kind?
I had a...
it was your car, of course, because they were a bunch of guys.
Well, I mean, we used my car a lot of the time because it was smaller.
Yeah, what kind of car?
But it was a
Beetlebug?
It was a Toyota Echo, a 5-speed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you drive a stick. Yeah, that does not surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my party trick, I guess.
Yeah.
I love riding the stick. Did you see my car there, the Mazda RX-7?
I noticed it when I walked in, I did.
It's one repair away from running.
You'll get there.
Working, I know.
I saw you had the
get there.
tools out.
No, that's not for that. Oh. There's no Jewish mechanics, Gina. That's a fact. Did you know any Jewish people growing up in Kentucky?
That's a...
Did you ever need a lawyer? Were you ever sent to the emergency room?
I'm gonna answer no to all of those.
Okay, because that may be an easier way of finding out you maybe didn't know they were Jewish. Okay.
Maybe I just didn't know.
Yeah.
You happen to be married to one of our favorite recent guests, Paul McDonald. When did you get married recently?
We are actually... Paul McDonald, can't say enough good things about him, but we met when I was 23 years old, and we just got married in 2019, or I guess it was 2020, so we're approaching 4 years.
Okay.
We got
Been a little
together
while.
in not 2019.
So you had these guys in your car, and it was your Marin Morris years. I've done circles around this town. You know that song?
Circles around?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's circles around this about like what you do. You write songs.
Sure.
And now, so how did you let them? Like dudes. Seacrest out. Remember that he used to go Seacrest out? Is that wrong? No? When was that? Does anybody know what I mean when I say that?
He probably had a hand thing that went along with that too.
Well,
Seacrest
Ryan
out.
Seacrest.
Yeah.
He'd be like Seacrest. Okay.
Definitely no sign. Ron Seacrest.
Okay, yeah, he used to go Seacrest out, and it was huge. It was huge, and yeah. When did you cut the umbilical cord with the guys, and you with the car, and now you have a publishing deal, and you're married to Paul, and you're on big shows like this. What was that off ramp and on ramp? When did you feel like your life was just going differently?
I think that's a question I don't ask myself enough, but I think more or less I just turned 34 years old, and I was saying this earlier, it's like there's a flip of a switch, essentially, and I think it happens to everyone where you just recognize that life is short, and what do you really want out of it? And I think the defining question is what do you want for yourself? And I was able to kind of check off a few things along the way.
When you looked at it more as like logical, almost like
whole.
time and the big picture.
Got to zoom out a little bit.
Right, because you, when you're younger, you don't zoom out. You're so. I think it's because you arrive to a already existing story. You know, we all arrive. I thought that, you know, when our kids were born, I'm like, you know, you see it from the parental vantage point, and you're just in a story that you didn't create and you didn't even ask to show up to. Right, so it takes a while before you can zoom out and go, well, wait, what do I want anyway?
Man, I think I was actually speaking something along the lines of that to my mom and my papaw yesterday, and his name is Harold, and you know, he raised us girls. I have a twin and a sister who's 7 years older than me, and he's been this pinnacle man my whole life, and I think I've always tried to strive to meet someone that met the standard of how he treated us girls.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah, that is really nice to hear. And it's good to have standards for yourself.
You got to.
I think a lot of us just go through the day, and it's like Scott said, it's the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and don't stop and sort of take it all in and make a plan even. Sure. But good for you. It seems like you're having a pretty good decade.
Thank you. So far, so good.
Yeah.
So with the publishing deal, I was signed to Warner Chappell and it was like the best thing in the world because my favorite thing about having it was that there was a physical place. I loved that it existed, that my career and my creativity wasn't just like in my mind. I could put a name to it, and it sort of gave me a little bit of street cred. You know, a doctor has a thing on the wall. So I was like, oh, I have a publishing deal. So someone must think I'm okay. And then I love that it was a physical place. You could like GPS it. You know, my believers are at 423. I love that so much. You know?
Man, that's so true. To separate it, and I think a lot of songwriters, we compartmentalize everything, if you think about it. And to reiterate what you're saying, echo that, I think it feels good to know that people are advocating for me and believe in who I am as a whole, which is nice.
Yeah, it really is.
I think that's what we all want, essentially, in life, whatever job you pursue.
It's really, an affirmative thing, because being a songwriter out there on your own must be kind of lonely sometimes, but now you have somebody who's like, we're behind you and we've got you.
So true.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
You're also an advocate for mental health issues. How did that come about, or how did
thank you for asking that. I feel like, or bringing that to the conversation, I think a lot of times within the walls of this career path, we do feel alone, and we question ourselves, as we all know, and I think the importance of just talking about our actual experiences along the way, it makes us more of a whole, and it makes us less worrisome, I think, along the lines of like being this picturesque image, because a lot of times we have to play into that, and it's part of the game. And so be it. But I do think along the lines of mental health, I just want to, I have a 13-year-old niece, and I see her for her worth. And I think that's a lot of the driving force behind me wanting to just shine a light on what's important.
That's such a tricky age for girls these days.
Every age is tricky, I think.
Your last album was called Smile Pretty, wasn't it? Or
no, but I like that.
Oh,
it was called First Time Feeling.
First Time Feeling, okay.
Smile Pretty, I do love that.
I know.
Yeah, where did I get that from? Because I was just thinking that's what you go up and you have to, you have to smile, you have to make it seem like your life is fine, everything's
you have
good.
to live up to the projection you're sending out to the world. It's a confusing life.
It's so true, but aren't we all doing that in this moment? Yeah. I think it's like it's less about being something that makes you likable. Like, I think I'm trying to get to a place in my life where I'm less aware of if people like me.
This is why I do
people pleasing.
those. This is why I say and do things that make people sometimes go like that. I just would rather do that than go along with the thing. That just so I don't know. It's a weird. Sometimes I wish I didn't, but I can't help it. Like I'm gonna say something. So okay, so I'm gonna say something now, and then we're and here we go.
Yay.
I have a couple questions. Okay, the building's burning, and there's 2 records in there, and the 2 different artists are, and there's
Do I know the artist?
Yeah.
Good.
Wait, did I put? Okay, I know what it is. ABBA and Townes Van Zandt.
Man,
It's for eternity.
Now I'm like, I hope that this is not capturing
No. Hey.
my face right now. But I feel like Townes Van Zandt, weirdly enough, your producer for this show, her husband introduced me to Townes Van Zandt when I was 24.
Wow.
So I'm going to...
You're supposed to be yourself. It's be yourself. Don't live up to what you have to be. No, but I'm just saying.
I'm not familiar with a bunch of ABBA records, so I can't speak for that. So I'm going to go with
That's
Townes.
pretty cool. That's a good reason. That's a good
Self-titled
story.
record, Townes Van Zandt.
Yeah. Dancing Queen is ABBA's song.
Yeah.
You know that song?
I know the song.
Yeah. All right.
I do.
I was okay. Amy Mann or Tracy Chapman?
Say the first one again?
Amy Mann.
I'm not familiar with her, so we're
Okay.
on Tracy.
Nah, I just made it up.
He's trying to get me in trouble.
What is a couple of things I wrote down? Then we got to go to commercial, and then we're gonna hear you sing and see if you got what it takes. And then we vote, right? We vote. What chapel did you crawl up to in East Nashville?
None of them, really.
Okay. That's in one of your songs.
It is in one of my songs.
All right.
Believe. I wrote that.
Interesting. So you're lying in belief. I got it. I really... I'm just reporting. This is like the... You know what this is? This is the news.
No, let the people know.
Yeah,
Let's go. Carry on.
This is the East Nashville news.
Yeah, we're on to something.
Suspects, yeah. It's going to be the new A Florida Man. That always ends well. Not good, so it's going to be like... A female singer-songwriter today lied in her 3rd song in a new album. I like that song a lot, so it's
Thank
okay.
you.
You're welcome. Who's your favorite singer-songwriter? Is it Townes Van Zandt? Can't be. I mean, he's amazing, but
I'm trying to...
number one? I don't know.
These are important questions for the people. I feel like Stevie Nicks takes the cake for me.
I know. What the heck? And it's like all our songs are 2 chords.
Well, mine too.
I always point out to people, I taught a songwriting class at University of the Arts, which to me is weird, like teaching songwriting, but it was really great.
Should I call you professor?
They did.
Okay.
Dr. Sax. There's a book called Dr. Sax by Jack Kerouac. Isn't that weird? You know, now here you go again. You say you want your freedom. F G, right? Mm-hmm. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Oh, well, that's got to be what? Like, say the same chords. Because when you have a good chorus, it's not because you changed the chords to something. It's because you have a good chorus. I always love
the conviction.
Yeah, and just a great songwriter can take a completely different melody out of the same exact chords and not have to add tambourine to tell everybody it's the chorus.
It's so true.
Very good.
So we're getting along.
Mm-hmm. Were we not supposed to?
Well, we had the newlywed game. I think they were trying to start some infighting in the show.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. And we're gonna hear. What song do you want to do?
It's a song called "Look Who's Talking Now."
Okay, cool. All right, we'll be right back.
My audio, Mark.
I've got a bitterness in my bones.
in my back pocket to wipe the sweat from my brow. All of the memories that keep me on my knees to make my life seem much better in others' eyes. Look who's a talking now, out both sides of their mouth, right in the fence to make others feel better, not sharing the truth in all those red letters, saying whatever, keep another man's dollar, baby. Look who's talking now. There's a vacant part of you that stares down that narrow way of time. Soon as I came out of the water, I was seeking the flesh and only trying to climb, saying one thing then saying the other. No vision, I was dragging both of my feet. Guess it depends on who's standing in front of me. Well, look who's a talking now, out both sides of their mouth, right in the fence to make others feel better, not sharing the truth in all those red letters, saying whatever, keep another man's dollar, baby. Look who's talking now. Look who's a talking now, out both sides of their mouth, right in the fence to make others feel better, not sharing the truth in all those red letters, saying whatever, keep another man's dollar, baby. Look who's talking now. Look who's talking now, out both sides of their mouth, right in the fence to make others feel better, not sharing.